It's August 9, 2022. My name is Jimmy Van, and it's time to know your news tonight. My guest appreciates fans at Rob Zombie concerts. He apparently hates the state of Ohio, and he thinks that Domino's Pizza is a large box of boiling lava hot grease, because apparently Papa John's is better. He is the co-host of the Unsportsmanlike podcast here at Know Your News. His name is Jarrett Bailey. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. I forgot that Canadians don't say the TH part when they say the date. Like they only say the number. So that's fun. But no, dude, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that you asked me to do this. This is like the first, we talked about in the lobby. Like it's nice to actually like talk to you like face to face. So
yes, yeah. It's like this new thing I'm doing. I get to everybody in any way associated with the Fightful community. I get to now work with them because normally that guy, SRS, that guy, he's the one that normally does it. But now with this, I get to do it. So it's a nice change,
I'm glad that you brought up the Rob Zombie thing too, because I have never seen a group of middle-aged white people so happy in their lives. Oh my God.
I think the best thing to do from that is segue and say, here's what's going to happen. We are going to talk to KYN 7 of the top news stories of the week that are stupid, funny, and weird. I'm going to get your reactions, and I'm going to ask you questions along the way. And I was telling you off the air, I got some humdingers. Like this is almost like an all-timer. I don't know what the hell happened in the world over the last 7 days, but I got some just humdingers this week. So I can't wait to get some reactions from you.
I love that you refer to them as humdingers too. Like this is going to be you're setting this up great.
Could have called them bangers. I
no,
guess.
Oh, no, none of that.
All right,
none of that.
We'll stick with humdingers. So let's start with story number 7, reported by Vice.com. So there was a 99-year-old woman out of Mexico City named Caterina Orduna Perez. And this lady, she was a great grandmother. She was a pillar in her community. Everybody knew her in the town where she lived. We have a little video of her. This was posted on Twitter by Nathaniel Janowitz from Vice. Put up that little video. Look at her right there. She's dancing in the wheelchair a little bit, rocking to the music. Look at her. That's the kind of lady that Mrs. Perez was right there, 99 years old. Well, Mrs. Perez had one final wish before her death. And Jarrett Bailey, my question is, what do you think her wish was?
Well, it's obviously going to be outrageous. So I'm trying to think of something just... Final wish, she said she's what, 99?
99.
99. Okay. Where did you say she was from? Did it say where she was from?
Mexico City.
Mexico City. Okay. Mexico City. See, I've never been to Mexico City, so I'm really just going in blind off of what I know about Mexico City, which is very little. I'm going to say she wanted to be...
It's a 1-hour show, Jarrett.
I know. Hold on. I'm trying to think of something great, but also, can I have a hint?
I'm just going to give you the answer.
That's fine, because I can't think of anything funny enough on the spot that makes sense for Mexico City.
She wanted a giant statue of a dick on top of her grave. We have a picture of it, Joel. There it is right there. So Mrs. Perez, she passed away on January 20, 2021. She had an affinity for penises and what she believed they represented.
Don't we all, by the way?
You said it, I didn't. Joel, if you've got additional pictures or anything, throw them up as I talk. So she had an affinity for penises. In Mexican slang, the word verga translates into English as cock. And verga is generally used as profanity, but it can also be considered a compliment. Like some people consider that verga means cool or badass. And so Mrs. Perez, she used the word verga in a complimentary way, and she referred to her family members as vergas. There they are. That's when they did the big reveal. Right there as part of her funeral, they did the big reveal. There it is right there. So she thought her family was vergas. She thought that was a good thing. And after she passed, her family decided, look at that right there. Look at that. Her family decided they wanted to make her dream come true. It took a team of 12 people a month to make it, and they just unveiled it this past July. And there it was. Now,
how long did it take?
It took a month. 12 people, 1 month.
Okay.
To make that thing.
To make that ginormous penis.
That ginormous, looked like rock penis.
Yeah. No, I mean, everything that was going through my head, at no point did penis enter the noggin. I think I should do that too. I think we should all have. Are you? How about we make a pact? If if we die around the same time, we'll get like matching phallic members on top of our graves. What do you say?
Joe Pearl's producing. Maybe he wants to do that deal. So Joe Pearl,
no.
if Joe Pearl wants a penis gravestone, then that's up to him. But I think I'll take a pass on that pact. I appreciate you thinking of me.
Yeah, no, I think that would be a really good sign of camaraderie.
Of camaraderie, right?
Camaraderie. No, come on, that was good. That was good.
Whenever I do these stories, I like to ask a question related to the story, and sometimes I could go in just a shit ton of different directions.
Okay.
And so on this one, here's what I'm going to ask you. If you were going to request a statue of something that you wanted to be erected at your gravesite, what would it be? Yeah.
Okay. If I wanted something erected at my
anything
gravesite.
At your gravesite, what would it be?
Define the word erect, like put on my grave?
Anywhere you want. I mean, you're not on trial. Anywhere you want. You want it on top of your grave. You want it next to it. You want it, I don't know, underneath. You want it buried with you. I don't know. Anything that you wanted erected at your gravesite.
I want to have like a combination of all the things that I like kind of combined into one face. Or maybe like one body, like almost like a statue of like the things that I like, maybe like I have Michael Myers mask, Joker face, a Rob Zombie dreadlocks with a cowboy hat because, why not throw that in? Holding a microphone, considering that, we work in media, something that just represents me. I think that would be good.
Fascinating. So half Joker, half Michael Myers, the zombie dreads, maybe like a wrestling belt on the shoulder.
Yeah, maybe a good mustache.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating. That's very interesting. So
not actually a penis. I mean, we can give it a big penis.
So now you're not doing a head anymore. Now you're doing the entire body now.
Yeah,
what you want?
Yeah, I think that it's evolved from just like a small bust to like an actual thing.
Interesting. Okay, cool. I'm gonna remember that. And do you want Joel Pearl to still do the pact with you for that?
Let's melt down a Confederate statue and just turn that into people like me who would want a statue on top of their graves, and then just kind of that's a good tradition. I think that's a great idea.
Okay,
that could solve a lot of tension here in the States.
Apparently, it could. So you want a large penis with half Joker, half Michael Myers, Rob Zombie dreads, belt on the shoulder, and a mic. Maybe Steve from Steven Larson. He's an artist. I had him on the show recently, and he's an artist. Maybe he can sketch something.
I didn't know Steve was an artist. Steve's in my fantasy football league, actually.
Oh, there you go. I'm going to send him this clip. I'm going to say, do you think maybe you can sketch out? This is what Jarrett wants on his gravesite.
Tell you what, if he actually sketches it out, I'll tweet it out. I'll make it my Twitter header and everything. I would very much enjoy that.
Awesome. All right. Lots of information. Let's go with story number 6, reported by KSBW TV News. So there's a road in Hollister, California, and they recently repaved and repainted this road. And the end result ended up going viral. And so, Jarrett Bailey, my question is, what happened with this road renovation that caused the job to go viral?
California, let's see. Maybe I'm a big serial killer guy. I've fallen into that like true crime thing. I'm not a serial killer, Jimmy. I'm into the true crime stuff. California, it's where the Zodiac kind of. What did they find some dead bodies? I'm going to say dead bodies.
Dead bodies. So the contractor painted a little bit too far outside the lines and basically created a zigzag obstacle course. We've got a video. This is posted on YouTube by Sparky. And we got pictures too. Put that up, Joel. Here's the video. Look at the lines on this thing.
Oh my. No, this isn't. Well, there could be some dead bodies that come from this.
They're good. Look at her. Look at that.
Jesus H.
The curves on, and look at that empty. Look at this. And there's a picture of it right there, of the way that this thing was painted. So the city redesigned the road. They wanted to add a bike lane and central circles. And the goal was to add those obstructions to slow traffic and prevent people from using the street as a drag racing strip. That's why they did it. But somehow something happened though. They ended up with squiggly lines and a bunch of empty space. And apparently they have to redo the whole thing. I don't know. So here's my question.
So this is like mainly for the drag strip thing and bikers, correct? Like bicyclists?
So they wanted to add a bike lane to it.
Oh, okay.
Although when you look at it, like the bikers are going to get slaughtered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The way they painted it, but that's what they wanted to do.
I was going to say that was definitely made by somebody who just gets violently angry when they see cyclists while driving. They just want to eradicate them from this world.
The only thing I can possibly think of, because obviously they did a shitty job. The only thing I can think of is the guy was driving and then there was like, I don't know, maybe like an animal on the road. He's like, I'm going to hit that one and I'm going to get that one. And let's go get that one, because that's the only thing I can think of to explain.
Have you seen those like streamers with like the car simulators, like the surround sound? I feel like that's like I've never played it before, but that looks like something of a level from one of those things where you just see how well it goes. All of that looks. It could be fun to at least try, but no, that's.
Like you said, until somebody dies.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely going to be some carnage that comes in the wake of that.
Well, here's my question to you related to this. Do you have any issues staying inside the lines when it comes to anything? It could be driving a car. It could be playing a sport. It could be writing your name. So, on the passports, they give you like just a little box for that. Maybe coloring a picture. Is there anything? Do you have any issues staying inside the lines?
I'm god awful at cutting, like crafting stuff. Like if you have something traced out, you have to cut it out. Can't do it. I'm horrible at it. There will be ragged edges. There will be like pieces of the line still in the picture. This isn't anything new too, by the way. Like in like third grade, like when you go to art class or whatever, I'd always like sit next to somebody who I knew was good at cutting because I knew I couldn't. So I think from a young age, I was always scheming to try to have somebody else make me look good. So shout out to Sarah Coons for cutting my stuff in third grade.
That's fascinating. So normally you'd want to get to know the people that are smart. They're going to take good notes, but not you. You're like, I got to scan the room and look for the good cutter.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was a pretty solid student like throughout grade school and high school. Like anything that involved art or crafty stuff, like I was never my. The thing is, both of my sisters are very good at art. Two of my younger ones. One of them illustrated like a children's book. Like they're both like she's very good at art, and I didn't get that. I didn't get that gene. So. It is what it is. So yeah, I was looking for the good artists in my class to make sure I didn't fail art class.
Well, that's okay. You probably know Rob Zombie and pizza better than your sister. So like it kind of all balances out somehow,
Rob Zombie, I mean, one of the best artists. I mean, we're talking about artists, one of the best best of our generation.
There you go. And he's done some wrestler entrance music too. So good for him.
That he has.
Let's go to story number 5, reported by The Sun. This is an interesting one too. So there was a Swiss tourist. And he was sitting at an outdoor cafe.
I'm already locked into this.
Yeah, Swiss tourist. He's sitting at an outdoor cafe in Northwest Italy. And he was approached from behind by a guy waving a gun. And the guy ended up taking the tourist's watch. Like he literally took it right off of his wrist. And he casually strolled away from the restaurant with the guy's watch. My question for you, Jarrett Bailey, what happened next?
What happened next? I very badly want the Swiss tourist to also have a gun. I'm hoping that he also had a gun. That's what I'm going to lock in that answer. He also had a gun and very nonchalantly just waved it at him and took his watch back. Was it a Swatch? I know that's the Swiss watch company, Swatch. Do we know the details on that?
Yeah, I've got the brand, and I'll tell you in a minute.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a minute, but I'll tell you first what happened next. What happened next was another guy working with the thief reappeared seconds later to give the tourist the watch back because it was a fake, so he didn't want it. We got the video, Joel, put this up. So there's the cafe, and you'll see on the right, see in the background? There he's coming up to the table right there. He's got the gun out. Oh, the guy stands up. He takes the watch right off his wrist. And then he walks away. He's looking at it. See, he's looking at it. And they're just standing there going, oh, like, oh, what just happened? The guy walks away. Now, the video in a minute, we're going to forward literally like 30 seconds or something. They're sitting back at the table. They're wondering what the hell just happened. This dude just came and stole my watch. Here's another dude. He comes up to the table. Hey, sorry, man. Hey, this is a fake piece of shit. Hey, you can have it back. It's not going to make me money. And he walks away after giving him the watch. So the thief thought that it was, I might be mispronouncing it, a Richard Mille watch.
Oh, yeah. Rappers talk about that.
Okay. Well, they thought it was a Richard Mille watch that can cost between 20,000 euros and tens of millions. But after they walked away with it, they realized that it was counterfeit. And so they just brought it on back and gave it back to him because they know they can't get any money for it. And that's what they did. And so, Jarrett Bailey, I got to ask you, do you own any fake brands of anything? Watches, shoes, sunglasses, jewelry? Have you been to Canal Road in New York? Anything fake whatsoever that you care to admit?
I think all the jewelry I have is fake. Like,
really?
Yeah, I mean, this is just like, I get all my like jewelry stuff like very cheap at like H&M, where it's just, you know, easy stuff to get. So yeah, nothing crazy that I have. Now, in terms of this Richard Mille issue, I do believe, now I'm not big into like the hip hop community or anything, but I do believe that there is a song, what the hell is it? I think it's Low Life by The Weeknd, and Future has a line in there, and I quote, "Richard Mille cost me about an Aston Martin." That is the extent of my knowledge on Richard Mille watches. I just vaguely remember that from that song. It's a good song.
Okay, well, I guess that would explain why the dude just casually strolled up to this Swiss tourist to grab his watch.
If it costs about an Aston Martin, then yeah.
Right. Maybe he was going to do a swap, maybe. And then he saw it and he realized, okay, this fucking thing is going to get me a Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
So I might as well just give it back to you. And that's what he did. Awesome. Let's go to story number 4, reported by the Scottish Sun. It's amazing that this shit is real.
Scottish Sun. Oh man,
Scottish Sun.
These are humdingers, aren't they? This is fantastic.
I do my research. So you're a bit of a sports guy. You'll appreciate this. There's a new sports championship. It took place recently in Scotland, and it was inspired by a world championship of the same sport that takes place every year in Finland. And so, Jarrett Bailey, what kind of sports championship was this?
Oh man. All right. The Scots and the Finns are some of the greatest human beings on the face of this earth. So let's see. Scottish people, I feel like it involves violence because Scottish people to me just seem pissed off all the time. They're just
You just said they're some of the sweetest people in the universe.
No, they're some of the best people. Some of the best people because they're angry and it makes me laugh. Like,
okay.
I don't know if you've seen that video of that kid where you're like, "You're looking for a right punch in the mouth, yeah." It's just stupid stuff like that. It's funny. So I will assume they also do like a lot of polar plunge stuff. I'm gonna polar plunge boxing.
Polar plunge boxing. It was the first ever Scottish tree hugging championship, and we've got video of it courtesy of the Scottish Sun. Put that up, Joel. All right, so this featured 24 competitors. There were 3 events. One was speed hugging to see who could hug the most trees in 1 minute, with each hug lasting at least 5 seconds. There was an event called dedication, which was the most dedicated hug based on presentation, love, and respect. And there was the freestyle event, which was the most creative hug. And the mission was to raise awareness of nature in the community and the benefits of trees for health. The winner was a 50-year-old man named Alasdair Firth, that's an awesome Scottish name right there.
God.
Alasdair Firth. And so, Jarrett Bailey, I got a 2-part question for you.
Okay.
Part 1, do you have any memorable hugs?
Memorable hugs. Yeah. My dad when I graduated. That was a good hug. Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good
hug, yes. Yeah. I've had some good hugs with my roommate. Like he's my best friend on this planet. So like, you know, we've had some sentimental, like good hugs. So yeah, I've had a good fair share of hugs.
Good. And have you ever hugged an inanimate object? And if so, what was it?
Have I ever hugged an inanimate object? I don't think so. I think it would have, if I did, it would be like a tree as a joke, like on a hike or something.
Stuffed animal, maybe.
A pillow at night. I hug a pillow every night that I go to sleep because I need to feel like this presence of cuddling to take away the ever-present, feeling of loneliness.
That's amazing. What
do you think the opposite of this sport is, by the way? Just like forest fires, like they try to burn it down?
Maybe a chopping down, maybe like a tree chopping. Chopping wood contest.
I would go to a good tree chopping.
Would you?
If only if it's called that, like the 5th annual tree chopping
championship.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's move on to story number 3, reported by The Guardian. Again, this shit is real. It's amazing. So there's an artist from Australia. The guy's name is Matthew Griffin, and he has the reputation for being cynical and for mocking self-seriousness. That's what this guy does as an artist.
Okay.
He created a piece of art. And this piece of art that he created, it was put on display at the Michael Lett Gallery in Auckland, New Zealand, and it's got a price tag of 10,000 New Zealand dollars, which is about 6,200 US dollars. And so, Jarrett Bailey, I got to ask you, any idea what kind of art Mr. Griffin came up with?
So what kind did you say? What kind of art did you say that he does?
So he does anything that's cynical and mocks self-seriousness. That's the kind of artwork that he does.
Mocks self-seriousness. Okay, that's so right. Like mocks people who take themselves too seriously and cynical. Okay.
And remember the price tag: 10,000 New Zealand dollars,
$10,000,
6,200 US dollars.
I feel like it's not going to be something like that had a lot of work put into it. I feel like this is going to be something so minimalist that it's going to make me mad that it costs this much. Ah, damn it. I'm not an art guy, but let that be my guess. It's not going to be a lot of work put into it. That's the extent of the guess that I could probably give to this.
So he took a pickle off of a McDonald's cheeseburger and he flung it up to the ceiling of the gallery. And that is the piece. We have a picture of it.
What did I say?
Look at that. That's on the ceiling right there. And we have another one. There it is right there on the ceiling of the gallery. The work is called Pickle. Whoever buys it, this is real. I'm not.
So you're just buying the pickle?
No, whoever buys it, they also have to pay for a cheeseburger in addition to the cost of the artwork. And then they're going to be given instructions on how to recreate that art in their own space. That's what they're getting when they purchase Pickle. And as you can imagine, a lot of people are calling this moronic and they're calling it stupid. Some are actually calling it brilliant and funny. One guy, as part of the article, remarked, "I got kicked out of a McDonald's by the police for doing this when I was a teenager, and now it's art." That's what he said. So
let this be a lesson to parents who have kids who say they want to be art majors.
Right?
Tell them no.
Yeah, tell them no, right. 6,200 US dollars to get instructions on how to fling a pickle off a cheeseburger up onto your ceiling.
And there's going to be some sort of philosopher who talks about this and to debate, is this genius or is this oh my God. This is why I can't get into art, man.
It's mind-numbing and it's real. This is 100% real.
Yeah.
So here's my question. And again, this is one of these questions I can go in so many directions with, but here's my question. Do you like pickles? And if so, what are your favorite ways to consume them?
I fucking love pickles. Oh, I love pickles. I tell you what, I don't know if you've ever been to a Sheetz, but fried pickles from Sheetz are to die for. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, fried pickles are good. I like a good pickle spear.
What's a pickle spear? What's that?
Just like not like a whole like cucumbered pickle or pickled cucumber, but like you chop it and you just have like a little long piece of it. Comes in jars, you know. I like them on sandwiches too. People who don't like pickles on chicken sandwiches, by the way, are incorrect.
And what if those people live in Ohio?
Ohio's a whole different story. Ohio is just. I see. Here's the thing: I've never been to Ohio, but I've heard enough about it.
Right, and if the people living there don't like pickles, they can really go to hell then.
Yeah, they can really like. What are you doing with your life at this point, man? You just need to find something else.
Let's go to story number 2. This is reported by WWMT News Channel 3. Oh man, so people.
That sounds fake.
Yeah, the news channel sounds fake. So we're already off to a great start.
That sounds like something that would preempt. Hello, I'm Tom Tucker. Welcome to WWMT TV. Jesus.
So police across the United States, they have been warning the public about people that are doing something to solicit donations. And it's a nationwide scam, what these people are doing. Jarrett Bailey, what are people apparently doing across the U.S. to scam donations out of consumers?
This is good. This is good. All right. So first, you have to think of like what would be a good cause that people would genuinely donate to. But this is this show, so it's not going to be something normal, is what I figured out. I'm going to say it involves. It's going to involve circumcision and preventing circumcision. Raise enough money to prevent circumcision, forced circumcision. Yes.
Your answer.
Let the children decide.
Your answer is that the nationwide scam is that they are soliciting donations to stop forced circumcision. This is your answer.
Yeah, like I feel like that's kind of like if like fighting for abortion and women's rights is the polar opposite of, all right, if that's the case, then we can't don't circumcise them then. I feel like that's what
man, the truth almost fails in comparison. So what's happening is people are pretending to play a violin when in reality they're air playing to a recording. We have a clip of one. This is courtesy of N Renee on YouTube. Put this up for a minute.
Like, you're not playing the song at all. You're not even close to the song. Not at all. Nope. Your fingers aren't right. Your chord isn't right. That's not real. You're not really playing. Do you know how messed up that is?
Yep. So
I love that.
They are pretending to play the violin. They're putting up signs that they've got kids and they need help with food and rent. One guy, matter of fact, that guy right there, he was approached by a reporter and he claimed that he didn't speak English because he didn't want to have to deal with it. But in that guy's case, when the reporter approached him, he stopped playing his violin and the music kept playing when he did it. And so that's what happened. And apparently there have been incidents like this in various states. Incidents have been reported in Michigan, in Texas, in Virginia, in Illinois, in Connecticut. This stuff is happening all over the place, air playing a violin and soliciting people for money. So Jarrett Bailey, two-part question again. First part is, do you play any instruments?
I do not, no. Never got into that as a kid. Yeah, no instruments. The extent of my like musical abilities would be like the recorder from like second grade music class. Yes. When I try, I can sing a little bit. Other than that, yeah, no musical stuff, man.
So how skilled are you when it comes to air instruments, like an air guitar? Maybe you're playing an air wrestling belt like Hulk Hogan in the NWO. How are you when it comes to, how skilled are you with air instruments, like the air violin?
I tell you what, if there was like an air band contest, I feel like I could be a solid like air singer. I would kick ass at that. I feel like I would do very good at that. Not much of an air instrument guy. Yeah, because like, so when we have like house parties here, one of the things that like I do every once in a while is like if a song comes on that I'm pretty decent, like I know all the words to, is like I pretty much just act like I'm the one who, I turn like my living room into a concert. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I feel like I could kick ass at like an air band contest. I need somebody else to do the other stuff, but yeah, I could tear up being like a Cheshire Bennington, R.I.P.
So you're a lip syncer.
Yes, that's a better way of putting it.
You're a lip syncer. I wish that on the fly, Joel could crank up some music and we could get a little sample of it right now.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, no. I'm glad Joel can't.
He probably could.
I'm sure he could, yeah.
Maybe I'll do a call it on Twitter maybe. And I'll be like, come on, Jarrett, let's see some air lip syncing.
If it got a certain amount of retweets, I would do it. What the hell is this?
No, Joe. Gonna take too long to get to the lyrics, and he doesn't even know what the hell song that is.
Yeah, what song was that?
That was absolutely some background music on the StreamYard platform.
Okay, that definitely wasn't gonna work.
That's fantastic.
All right, lip syncer Jarrett Bailey. It is time for story number one.
Okay.
This one was reported by Fox Business, and this is a good one too. So I talked earlier on about your pizza rankings that I saw, you know, where Domino's is dog shit to you, but Papa John's ranks number one. Yes. So this is about another fast food outlet. Oh. So the operators of a Chick-fil-A in Hendersonville, North Carolina, they started a controversial program in which they were soliciting volunteers on Facebook.
More volunteer stuff and soliciting.
Yep, soliciting volunteers. Now, they were inundated with negative comments based on this program they came up with, and they ended up deleting the post. My question for you, what were they soliciting volunteers for?
Oh, okay. So Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
All right. The colorful history of Chick-fil-A.
Colorful.
Yeah. Let's see. They are a right-leaning organization company. I will say, I feel like it's not anything to do with like anything that's happened in the mainstream recently. I feel like it's, again, I've been on this is the first time on the show. I'm starting to get a feel for this. Like it's not gonna be like Chick-fil-A tries to help overturn Roe v. Wade. No, it's not gonna be something serious like that. It's gonna be like Chick-fil-A wants to help monkeys keep getting boners, like something stupid like that. That could be my guess.
They wanted people to work the drive-through in exchange for chicken sandwiches. We've got the Facebook
post. Damn it! I did actually hear about that.
We got the Facebook post. There it is, right there. We're looking for volunteers for a new drive-through express. So basically, they offered 5 free sandwich vouchers for every 1 hour shift. Complaints ranged from this is illegal to the restaurant is cheap to people saying, I don't want to eat the food served by someone that's not trained for it. The North Carolina Department of Labor, they said that a private sector employer is prohibited from allowing employees to volunteer their services. So what they were doing was illegal, and they ended up taking the post down. And so here's my question for you. Have you ever been compensated for a job in anything other than cash?
Oh, that is a good question. I don't think. I feel like if I was, I would remember.
I think so.
But yeah, no, I've never like written something and then somebody was like, all right, here's a Whopper. Yeah, I don't think anything like that's ever happened. I wish it did, though. First of all, I have enough problems with Chick-fil-A as it is, just because I'm not waiting in that line for a slightly above average chicken sandwich. I feel like people who are like diehard Chick-fil-A's, that's like the Catholic Church Chick-fil-A diehards. They're like right neck and neck. Like, calm down. Like it's good. Don't get me wrong. Like I enjoy Chick-fil-A. I'm not gonna sit in that line just to get a chicken sandwich. That's too much, man.
If you like the chicken sandwich that much, are you going to work the drive-through and you can get 5 vouchers per hour?
Yeah, I guess we should talk about what the story was about. What the actual fuck?
It was just wrong on a lot of levels.
Here's the thing. I think the people that said yes to volunteering for it are just as in the wrong as Chick-fil-A, because why the hell, like, who are these people who are like, oh, fuck it, I'll do it?
Maybe homeless people? I don't know.
You know what? Now I feel like a dick. That's a good point. that's a solid point you make. That is.
You know, back in the day, independent wrestlers, like they would tell stories about, I worked the show and they gave me like a glass of juice and a hot dog.
Kind of
like that.
Kind of like a little league ump who gets paid and free hot dogs for doing 2 games or whatever. Yeah. But never from like a nationwide major, like multi-million-dollar food chain. Yeah, why the hell?
You know what I mean?
You are maybe the most popular fast food chain in America. Why do you need that much help where first of all, you've got enough money to actually pay people. Pay them in chickens? I don't know, man.
I don't know what the idea was. I don't know if they thought this is going to make us go viral. You know what I mean? I don't know what they were thinking.
Maybe like people see like a tweet about that, like that's stupid. But you know what? I kind of want Chick-fil-A.
Maybe. Well, I asked you if you'd been compensated for a job and anything other than cash, and you said no. So my other question is, what's the worst job you've ever had?
Oh, what is the worst job I've ever had? I worked customer service at Lowe's. That was a pain in the ass. That fucking sucked, man.
I mean, it could have been worse. You know what I mean? It could have been worse.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely could have been worse. Like I was never, trying to. Yeah, it could have.
Let me just say this to tell you the worst job I ever had. Let me just say this. Did you ever watch Yellowstone? Yellowstone's a popular show now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it.
So they got the burns and like say the wintertime comes and it's like bitterly cold. They keep the cattle in the burns because they want to keep them warm.
Right.
Then in the springtime, they let them go back out in the field. You can imagine the condition of the barn after these cows spent an entire winter in the barn. Yeah. Somebody's got to clean the barn up and get it ready for the next fall. That's what I did.
Oh my God.
I spent a summer shoveling cow shit out of a barn one summer. That is the worst job I've ever had. No question.
Were you paid well for it?
My father was my employer.
Oh, okay. So that answers that question.
Yeah. So he did pay me, but I can't say no. I'm sure as hell not applying for it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So with the Lowe's job, I was still in college. So this was my senior year, this is almost 2 years ago. And I lived off campus, so I just needed, rent money or whatever. But dude, it was a 40-minute drive. I got paid like $14 an hour, so that was nice. But the most boring job of my life. A lot of standing, a lot of just looking at the clock, and then 20 minutes later, looking at the clock again, and only 2 minutes have passed. So yeah, that was a boring job. It's a stressful job that I've had, doing like curbside pickups or like curbside grocery stuff. That, dude, fuck that. Everything about that job.
You know what? If only you had known years ago that someday you could be on a podcast talking about graveyard penises,
Yeah,
like wavy roads and Chick-fil-A and all this other shit that we've talked about today. Well, I want to thank you for being on here, man. And so I just want to ask you, tell the people, what are you doing and where can they find you?
I'm doing a lot of stuff. 33rd team for most of the football content. We're starting to really get, Hall of Fame games tonight. So we're getting into the thick of preseason, and then the season will start. So player interviews for Sports Illustrated, USA Today, some for 33rd team. You can check all of that. I tweet out at JBaileyNFL on Twitter. I do a show on this channel, by the way, with Greg Jerry on Sportsmanlike every Monday at 8:30. So watch that. It's a lot of fun. Pump Fake podcast, doing it once a week throughout the NFL season. No notes as well. So yeah, a lot of stuff. Keeping myself busy.
Lots of stuff. All right. Well, that'll do it for KYN tonight. Thank you very much, Jarrett Bailey, for joining us. This is fun, man. We'll do it again.
Yeah, man. This is, I didn't know what to expect from this, but yeah, it definitely exceeded my expectations. You had me at graveyard penises, if I'm honest. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll certainly be back whenever you need me.
Thanks, man.